Gentlemen, did you see Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I did. It was pretty good.
Yeah. There's been a lot of controversy over the fight that took place last night. A lot of people saying that Mayweather knocked out Logan and like carried him through the end of the round almost.
There's a moment.
It's
I'll
like
I'll show it right here.
Yeah.
Where he hits him with a right hook and Logan just kind of falls on
He
him.
kind of like falls asleep on his
collapses,
shoulder a
and it
little
looks
bit.
Like Floyd, like he's like holding him.
Yeah.
For a good couple seconds.
I don't know. I don't know.
You gotta see the
So-
finish first.
Wait, so you haven't seen it?
I saw it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it.
But you don't necessarily agree that
I don't think so.
he could have got
That
knocked
dude
out.
is a fucking almost 200 pounds.
Yeah, I mean he had like what
We're talking
50,
about the
50
greatest boxer of all
he had like
time.
what
Yeah.
50 pounds on
Yeah.
Mayweather, but
Well, I'm
Mayweather
saying-
also
I'm
has
just
the
saying-
experience.
I'm just saying, if I all of a sudden was like, and I went on you, like, you know, it would. You'd have to have your legs under you. Like you'd have to want to be carrying. I'm not gonna like fucking all of a sudden collapse, be jelly, and you just be able to hold me up. You know?
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you get hit in the face by the greatest boxer of all time, you might get knocked out no matter how big you are.
He might not have been knocked out. Definitely
No, that's-
dazed.
that's not-
definitely
rocked.
definitely dazed to have like kind of
Yeah.
like fallen
Yeah.
on
So-
a little bit.
So I've almost been knocked out one time.
Oh?
Right? Yeah. And when I got hit, bro, like you'd fucking go black. And like the thing is that the reason I don't believe it is because I was up like this, my hands was down. I got hit. I was sparring at the time. I got hit, and everything went black, and my body just collapsed within itself. And then, but I came to before I hit the ground, so I just popped right back up. So that's why I don't think like your legs don't. You can't like it's
Yeah.
like, you can't support yourself. Your legs would like fucking die.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Look,
I was actually pretty like pumped up for the fight, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest Logan Paul fan.
Yeah.
I'm not even the biggest like Mayweather fan, but
Not gonna lie,
he is
I kinda-
entertaining.
I kind of lost my shit when Logan Paul came out with the holographic first edition Charizard.
Oh,
on the chain.
oh
Not gonna
yeah.
lie, it was a little cheesy,
Uh,
but it got me in my feels.
Yeah,
I
the 10-year
appreciate it.
10-year-old in me was like losing my shit. What gave me hope for the fight was like near the end of the first round, like Logan when he was like beating up on Mayweather, even if it didn't hurt him.
so what I'm surprised about,
Lost my throat dried up.
what I'm surprised about is that why has nobody taught Logan how to throw a straight cross?
Like he was beating on like Mayweather at the end. Like I used
Yeah.
to beat on my dick in 7th grade.
That was the thing. Like at the end of first round, right? You get excited, but I really saw why Mayweather was so confident. Is because you know you have your jab, you have your left hook, you usually have a cross. And most of the time you throw a right cross is usually towards like when you're close to each other. And you could just tell out of the two brothers, Jake is definitely the better boxer. So like at the end, like I get it, but he
was
just
wild.
never threw a
Yeah.
straight cross.
Yeah.
It was always a hook from the right and a hook to the left. And I'm surprised that he's been training so long
Yeah.
and wouldn't think to do that.
This
Definitely
was-
at the end, I don't think Mayweather was ever in trouble. Like
Yeah.
he covered up. I mean, we're talking about the best defensive boxer quite ever, like
Undisputed,
possibly
yeah.
ever. So I think he was just trying to get him to tire himself out.
I mean, he might have been carried like the whole
Yeah.
fight, you know,
Yeah.
especially since there is that conspiracy going around that he did get knocked out, fell on Mayweather's shoulder a little bit.
Zapruder film when JFK gets
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
He does. He kind of
Yeah.
just kind of slumps over and.
Yeah. Now he might have gotten caught.
He
you
might
know?
have he definitely got dazed, yeah.
But knockout,
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Like I don't think like when your mind reboots, everything just goes limp. He would just fall off of Mayweather because he would have no support in his legs.
But there was a lot of love. Didn't you see how much they hugged?
Yeah. Well, of course, they just made a shitload of fucking money. Now, look, one thing you do have to respect Logan Paul for, right, is that he went 8 rounds with arguably the best boxer
In history, yeah.
in history, right? So you got to give him props for that because
Oh, he definitely won.
Yeah.
It may have probably lost
It-
the fight, even though it was an exhibition, but he won.
Yeah.
Big time.
yeah.
It was a moral victory for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, so-
Because I think even in like the interview, right, he just said he wanted to go the distance, or
Yeah.
maybe not that exact verbiage, but
Yeah.
he just like he said, if I went all 8 rounds, I won.
Yeah.
That's how he looked at it.
One of the things, and again, like you got to remember, this guy like has only had 2 opponents, right? So like you think about what he should have done and all this stuff, and it's just like sometimes we lose context, and because we want to all see both of them get their ass whooped so bad, like you forget that it's like like if you just got into boxing, you're not gonna go in and just fight professionals right away. Like
Right.
you work your way up, and now Jake I think is way better naturally. And so he's able to perform like really big. Logan is not gifted at all. So you got to respect the balls of him going in there and like fucking, you know, fighting this guy.
Someone acknowledged that he was like a better wrestler than he was a boxer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the question was, would you ever go do MMA?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like I'm better as a wrestler than I'm, you know,
maybe
than anything.
Pretty sure he wrestled in high school
Yeah,
or
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Pretty sure high school.
I think it was like right after the first round when it looked like it was going to be impressive. Like the guy, the color commentators, they were like, "Oh yeah, like he was a high school wrestler. He was a football player. Apparently, he was like really good at both. He's extremely athletic. He's built." When he got into the boxing ring, like unfortunately, I didn't see him do much more than what he did at the end of than what he did at the end of the first.
Yeah, because you could tell like he that just comes with like the inexperience, because it's like even in the way that he was like holding on to Mayweather, I think that maybe he would have done a little bit more damage, and maybe the advantage wouldn't have been there for him if you do a little bit of the up close dirty boxing. But you can't do that if your hands are right here. Like it kind of seemed like he kind of hugged him from the bottom, you know.
Also,
and
like that like size difference. It was probably because I did see like Mayweather like throw some jabs to the core and all that, like his midsection. But I don't think like Logan could have done that because of how much bigger he is.
Well, it's the difference between checkers and chess, right? So like, I mean, you know, Mayweather was definitely playing chess, and the thing is because like if you go in there and you're like, oh man, he could have done this, he could have, but Mayweather is so advanced that you do one thing that works. Like in the beginning, I think he caught him with a 1 and 2. He went in, hit him with the jab, and came in with the 2 and actually clocked him. Which you got to give Logan respect because he put his hands and actually hit the best defensive boxer in the face.
Yeah, you know, I think like the hit count was like Mayweather landed 40% of like his punches, and Logan. But Logan like managed to like land like 28%, something like that.
No, it was like 12.
Well, I was looking at like the numbers that they were showing, but correct that.
Yeah. But I would think that you know, if I was Logan and I was the bigger guy, I would say like if you go head hunting for Mayweather, that's gonna be tough.
Right.
But if you just hit him in the body as hard as you can for a while, you know, eventually he's gonna like not want to get hit so much, you know? Yeah, I know that reminds me of when I got my ass whooped boxing. So your boy, you know, trained a little MMA, right? And at the time, you know, grappling is not my thing, right? Like I've never grappled, I've never wrestled. I was doing this thing they called the King of the Hill. It was basically like, you know, 2 guys go and you throw the other guy down, you win, and then you just change partners, right? Well, my dumb ass doesn't know how to move when it comes to wrestling. So the guy goes, he grabs my leg, and I thought I could roll out of it. Long story short, I hit the ground, and I broke my clavicle, and it popped out, and I just never went to the doctor for it, so it's just kind of loose in there. So I trained MMA, right? That's a whole different story, but I come here and I start training boxing, you know? And your boy, I definitely look like I know what I'm doing, right? And I can hit hard. So finally I'm training, we get to the point where they're like, hey, you're gonna spar. And I was all right, cool. Now, I'm like 170, 180 at the time. So the only other guy that has that is this guy, fucking shredded, right? Now, I think he might be like late 30s, maybe 40s. But, you know, they say black don't crack, right? So I'm thinking he could have been older. All right, cool, you know, your boy puts on his gloves. We go and we start fighting, right? All of a sudden, like, you know, I'm used to, like, in MMA fighting, I was a little bit more up, you know, like kind of more, a little bit more Muay Thai style. Yeah. But this guy, you know, he's real low boxing stance, you know, goes. First thing he does, he starts putting his hand in my face. I'm not used to this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So we start going at it, bro. Next thing you know, I throw a 3-part combination. Pop, pop. A jab, cross, hook to the body. And the first thing I feel is click, click. And my fucking arm goes dead. Right? Because it's still loose in here. So if I hit it a certain type of way or try to pick things up, it hurts. Yeah. So next thing you know, my arm's kind of like dead. I don't feel it. This guy thinks I'm fucking Muhammad Ali, like fucking going like this, thinking I'm the shit. Well, he starts coming at me, and I start getting hit because I'm basically just blocking with one hand. Well, I finally mustered up, but it starts coming in, but it hurts. But I throw a jab just to throw it out there. Next thing you know, my fucking arm goes down like this, and all I remember is just seeing a glove. Douche hits me right in the face, and I just go black, and I start to fall. And as I'm about to hit the canvas, I come to, and I stand up. I don't go down, but I kind of collapse. I came up. And when I came up, I felt like I took a great ass fucking nap. Like you know when you take that fucking nap that you weren't like really expecting, you were just kind of laying around, but you fall asleep. sleep great.
Yeah.
And then you just get up and you're like, damn, I'm ready to go. Like,
Anytime you
what
want
the
to talk about naps, I'm your dude.
fuck? Yeah. So that's how it felt. So next thing you know, bro, I go in and I'm getting my fucking ass whooped by this dude, bro. Like left and right, bro. I had headgear on. I had a black fucking eye, bro. I'm getting my ass whooped. I'm like, oh shit, blah blah blah. At the end of the second round, bro, I'm done. I don't want it anymore. And so I go to the corner and I'm getting my ass whooped so bad that the trainer on my side, he's like, hey, you good? I'm like, if I knew that if I said something, if I allowed myself to speak, I was gonna quit. But your boy ain't no bitch. So I go and all I did was look at the clock, bro. And he was like, hey man, you good? Like he keeps asking me, and I just keep looking at the clock, Finally, ding ding, right? Because I only had a minute to rest. Ding ding. So I was like, that's it. Like I'm choosing. Like, bro, this guy was just sparring with me. I don't know how hard he was actually going. In my mind, we're fighting to the death. Like I feel like this guy's trying to fucking kill me, bro. Yeah. So then I fucking go out, bro, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get hit my arm. I kind of started feeling it a little bit more. I was like, I know I'm gonna get hit. Fuck that shit. So I just went like this, bro. I came in. And I started hitting this guy as hard as I fucking could, bro. Like, at this point, we weren't sparring. I was trying to take his head out. I go, pop, pop. I think I ended up gaining a little bit of his respect because he started moving. Either that or he probably felt really bad for me because I was fucked up, bro. So next thing you know, we were done. And I go, man, I showed a lot of heart. I finished. So the guy was like, hey, yeah, cool, man. Just, go to the back and, like, just rest and all this stuff. Bro, I went to the back, took my headgear off, bro. And you ever gotten your ass whooped so bad you wanted to cry, bro?
No.
I don't know.
Tell me you cried?
Nah, bro. I'm not telling you I cried. I'm just telling you my eyes were really sweaty, bro.
I've seen you cry. Please tell me you cried.
No, I didn't cry, bro. My eyes were really sweaty. I got some sweat in my eyes, bro. And I was just like...
You had that cry like when you're a little kid. You know your mom said you can't buy toys.
Oh yeah, we had headgear on, so my shit was protected, bro. My eye was all fucked up. It was my wife's birthday, bro. I had to sit there with glasses and shit, all salty. All her family was asking, "What's wrong?"
Did people think she whooped your ass?
Hell nah, bro. They were like, "Nah, fuck that."
I mean,
she would never. I would never allow it.
Come a long way, just like Logan Paul's come a long way.
Bro, nah, fuck.
The Aokigahara forest, the suicide forest in Japan.
Hey, bro.
You've come a long way since you got your ass whooped.
And I was like, nah, fuck all that.
Your brother-in-laws were like, hey, like, you want to see a dead body? And they're like, there he is.
Hell nah. Hey, I at least know how to throw a straight cross, all right?
I maybe give you that.
Yeah, boxing is no fucking joke, guys. Don't.
I believe in it.
I respect Logan for getting in there because your boy got his ass whooped by not Mayweather. I'll tell you that.
His name was Floyd, though.
His name was Floyd, though.